What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have another unboxing for you today, and we are continuing on with our Star Wars Armada coverage here as we have the Separatist Fighter Squadrons here from the sort of initial wave of Clone Wars releases for the game here. So lots of good stuff here. We previously looked at the Republic Fighter Squadrons, and now we're going to get into the Separatist ones for you. So we will see what they offer and what else is in here that you just sort of expand upon from the starter fleet if you have picked that up already. So we'll be right back. We'll get this open for you guys, and we'll take a look at everything inside. All right, guys, we got everything open up for you here. So we get all of our flight stands, a bucket of our Separatist fighters here. So everything in blue plastic in contrast to the Republican, or not Republican, gosh, Republic red, reddish brown that they have. So again, all of our goodies right here. And the both of these sets here, Separatist and Republic, add several new rules and keywords for fighters, which is really interesting to see as well. So, we get in here, we get the Bell Bulab 22 starfighters, droid tri-fighters, Hyena class droid bombers, and more Vulture droid fighters. So, really good stuff there to expand upon from the starter fleets that we get, and then all of our various squad cards and aces, which we'll get into in just a bit. But more importantly here, the new rules to look at. So we get AI Battery X and AI Anti-Squadron X, which is really cool, in contrast to some of the Jedi things that we have here. But while you're attacking with the indicated armaments, if you are activated by a squadron command, you may add X dice to your attack pool of a color or colors that are already in your attack pool, which is pretty nasty. So taking the otherwise sort of individually weak droid fighters for the most part and just really pumping up their abilities. So really good stuff there. Also dodge. So while you're defending against a squadron during the spend defense token step, you may choose a number of dice up to X to be rerolled. And you see that also with a lot of the Jedi. Grit, as we've seen before, but you're not prevented from moving while you're engaged by only one squadron. And intel, while a friendly squadron is at distance 1 of you, it has grit, so see above there. Relay, of course, we've seen that we've had that for quite some time in the game. Screen is a new one, though. While you're defending for each other friendly squadron the attacker is engaged with that lacks screen up to 3, you gain dodge 1. So the way I'm reading that is I guess you could potentially have dodge 3 out of that, which could be pretty cool. And then snipe, which we've had in the game for some time as well. But you can attack squadrons at distance 2 with an anti-squadron armament of blue dice, and then that ignores counter, which there's a lot of counter in these Clone Wars era fleets. So something to be aware of there. Of course, we have all of our cardboard goodness here. So again, we get 3 sheets of that with all of our dials and everything else. And then most important part here, of course, our new cards. So again, our Vulture class droid fighters. We've seen that from the starter fleets, but speed 4. So good there, basically towards the upper end of speed in the game. Only 3 hull, so somewhat similar to the way ties will work, or do work, sorry. Blue black on anti-squadron is interesting, and then a red for anti-ship, and then these have that AI anti-squadron 1, but also swarm, and there's a lot of cards that we've seen so far with the starter fleet that will pick up and be useful for things that already have swarm, so really good there. We get a ace for that as well, so DFS-311. So here it comes with a brace and a scatter for 18 points, and again, going back real quick, so that's more than double of the generic Vulture. And his special abilities here, so actually AI Anti-Squadron 1 and Swarm, but also comes with Intel, which is really neat, and going red and black for Anti-Squadron as opposed to blue and black, but then Anti-Ship stays the same. And then while you are defending, if the attack is obstructed, you may force the attacker to reroll 1 die of your choice. So interesting things there. So kind of like a super obscured there. The Hyena class bombers. So again, somewhat similar to the TIE bombers. Speed 4, hull 4, 2 blue for anti-squadron, and a red for anti-ship work. Bombers and heavy, as you might expect, coming in at 11 points, and AI battery of 1. So very interesting there. It should be useful. Then we get the interesting bomber ace here, so Bactoid prototypes. So for 16 points, we get a brace and scatter again, AI battery 1, bomber and heavy still. Nothing changed on the ship stats itself, but then special ability while attacking a ship. If another friendly squadron with bomber is at distance 1 of the defender, you may change 1 die to a face with a accuracy icon. So basically just ensuring that you can shut some of that off. So, but interestingly, with your only 1 die there, so not sure if that would be all that useful. So attacking a ship, yeah. So it's not anti-squadron. So I guess I think there are some other ways that we can get extra dice out of that, of course. So maybe that would be the way to go with that. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you would combo that with so far. Kind of drawing a blank on that just for the moment. Been a while since we looked at the other cards. Hyena class droid bomber squadron. So another one here. And again, this is DBS 404. So kind of getting to double up here. So we have the Bactoid prototypes and then the DBS 404 as aces out of this. Again, AI Battery 1, Bomber and Heavy, 17 points on this guy. While attacking, if you're touching the defender, you may suffer a damage to add 1 die to your attack pool of a color that's already in your pool. So that's kind of cool right there. And, really, taking a point of damage to potentially, get that extra damage in on whatever ship you're dealing with. That's just adding more to your bomber abilities there. So, and you have enough decent defensive icons, so hopefully you won't be wiped off early there with that. So that's a pretty neat one there. Just being able to add potentially more damage there. And with bomber, crits count, of course. So yeah, I definitely like that one. Getting into the droid tri-fighters, these guys are really cool. So 11 points here, speed 5, 3 hull, pretty solid anti-squadron, a red and 2 blue, and a black for anti-ship. And these guys, yeah, very nasty here. So again, speed 5, AI anti-squadron 1, and then counter 2 as well. So it's going to be pretty nasty to attack these guys. And then they have swarm on top of everything else. So just all around pretty damn cool here. And then the ace for that, so we have again AI anti-squadron 1, counter 2, swarm for 19 points. Again, we get a brace and a scatter. And here we get 1 of each color for the anti-squadron. So, red, blue, and a black, and then a black for anti-ship still. And these are the Flak Arfhawk prototypes. After an enemy squadron ends its activation at distance 1, they just suffer a damage. So, pretty nasty ability there. So, kind of parking these guys where they're going to get in the way of where the opponent wants to move, most likely. And then, basically for each of those squadrons that gets close enough to you, they're just going to suffer that damage. So, making this thing, being able to move this thing, and then just getting in the way as much as possible to enemy squadrons is going to be nasty. And then if they attack you, you've got counter 2 and everything to just make yourself more of a nuisance. So this thing is really, really cool. Kind of a reverse Boba Fett here, where he can put that damage on when he activates, but these guys just whenever somebody ends their movement there, or activation actually, that's just really nasty. Loving that one. Another one here, DIS-T81, so 17 pointer. Your attacks can't be obstructed, period. Awesome. And again, all 3 colors on anti-squadron. And we get another ability here. Wow. So AI anti-squadron 1, counter 2, and swarm, but we get snipe 3 on top of everything else. Jeez. That is just nastiness. And again, you can't be obstructed, so parking in a good spot and just sniping away with that, that's going to be awesome. Wow, love that. Man, Separatist gets some cool things so far. Then what else would we have here? The Belbulab-22 Starfighter Squadron. So this is looking like that one that Grievous had, and I think he is actually next. So speed 4, hull 5, excuse me, 15 points. And we have double blue and double black in anti-squadron. That's nasty. A blue for anti-ship. It has screen and relay 1. Excuse me again. So overall, just a nasty little piece of work here, and being able to extend the activations out with relay is going to be pretty cool. So yeah, and with all the other shenanigans that we've seen so far that the Separatists can pull with, or needing to activate, and without having to necessarily keep your ships all that close, relay is definitely going to be quite useful here. And being able to get dodge, multiple levels of dodge with this thing is also pretty nasty. And again, just that anti-squadron is just beefy, 2 blue and 2 black, and a decent little amount of hull points too. So liking that. And oh, there he is, the main man himself here. So General Grievous, 22 points. So ship stats are the same as above. He has relay 2. Let's just bring this back here just as a contrast. So the regular one is relay 1, Grievous relay 2, and screen. But what does Grievous do himself? So he's got double brace, just to keep him around longer. So while attacking a ship or squadron with no ready defense tokens, each of your crit icons adds 1 to the damage total. So Grievous is just going to tear through non-aces or anything that doesn't have defense tokens. That is just nasty. So those 4 dice that you're going to be rolling are just essentially going to consistently put damage out. Yeah, wow. So Grievous should do pretty well shooting through some things like the Y-Wings and the ARC 170s with their sort of big chunk of, or big pool of hull points there. And certainly with that amount, should be popping like a stand of anything that's weak, like 3 to 4 hull each activation with him. Still black also for anti-ship work, and again being able to play that relay game and help activate things that are further away from the main ships. So really good stuff there. So pairing Grievous with a couple things could be quite nasty. So let us know your thoughts so far, guys, on everything we've seen here for the Separatists. So that basically runs through all the cards. Again, considering the cheapness on a lot of their ships and other things, certainly one set here is kind of like the bare minimum. In addition to getting the things that you get in the starter fleet, we've kind of gone the route with both of our Separatist and Republic fleets, so basically picking up 3 of each here just to have enough quantity to basically run whatever we want for any of the ship combinations here. And still have the aces and stuff ready to if we want to go that route. So overall, really good stuff. Really loving, again, everything that Fantasy Flight has done here in this initial wave for the Clone Wars. Really reinvigorating Armada. Just 4 very kick-ass products. Each of the starter fleets, breath of fresh air, a whole new set of ships to learn and play with and figure out other combos and other things like that, and just new things to try out, really, after so long. I'm not really getting much in the way of releases. And then each of these fighter sets also just really adds upon what the starter fleets offer, and again, it's a breath of fresh air for the game. Armada definitely has needed it for quite some time, and this is just a fantastic wave 1, and we'll see what the future waves bring here for the Clone Wars era. So hopefully they keep this going for a little bit of time. There's certainly much more on each side to add. So let us know in the comments, guys, what you've experimented with so far on the Separatist side with fighter bases. Be happy to hear from you guys. We'll try and get some battle reports up for you soon here. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much again for checking by, guys, and we will see you in the next one.